folks, this is David Smith at Correctional Officer Lifestyle, doing a video today about peer pressure. Peer pressure. Oftentimes we talk about peer pressure like it's a bad thing, because let's face it, oftentimes peer pressure is a bad thing. You're being pressured into doing the wrong thing. Okay? But I want to tell a quick story. I'm not going to give any names, not going to give any specific instances, but I was doing my security tour the other night, and I was in one of the open bay dormitories when a couple of officers came in. One of the officers has a limited time, the other officer has a considerable amount of time. Not 10, 20 years, but they're not new. And they came in and told me that another officer in another dorm was doing something he should not have been doing. Like I said, I'm not going into any details, I'm not going to give any names, but this individual was doing something he should not have been doing. They told me the corrective instructions that they gave him, which were not out of line. Now, the corrective instruction could very well have gone in one ear and out the other, because everybody in that mix was the same rank. The two that were talking to me had the experience behind them. Like I said, one of them had a little bit of time, the other one was not new. I don't know how much time, but it was not new. Had been there for a minute. So they told me about it. They said you might want to go check on this guy, see if you can get through to him, because they didn't think they got through to him. They didn't. When I walked into the unit to do my tour, he was not performing the action that I was told he was performing. Therefore, they did. He might have only stopped long enough for me to come in and do my tour and leave. But he stopped long enough for me to come in and do my tour and leave. It worked. That is the type of peer pressure that we need to be employing, because that is the peer pressure that is saying, hey, you need to do the job correctly. You need to do the job right. You don't need to be doing this. You need to be doing the job correctly. That peer pressure worked. Now, I'm hoping that it did work completely and not just when I'm there, because if it didn't, then he has opened himself up for a favorite amongst inmate manipulation tactics. That being, go ahead, do what you're doing. We'll let you know when the boss is coming. We'll take care of you. We'll take care of you. Okay? Don't think that them telling you when I'm coming is free. It's not. They're gonna charge you for it. It's coming. They're gonna ask you for something. They're gonna ask you to do something. They're gonna ask you to perform an act that is outside of the scope of your duties and will do nothing but harm your career if caught, but it will greatly benefit them. And they're gonna spin it. You remember how I took care of you when the cat was coming in? It's time for you to take care of me. That's how manipulation starts. That's how manipulation starts. Okay? I hear it all the time. I hear inmates all the time. Can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor? Don't do favors. Inmate come up to me all the time. They come up to me as a captain constantly. Hey boss, can you do me a favor? I don't do favors. That is my 100% every time go-to answer. I don't do favors. And I don't do favors. I don't want to hear it. Whatever you want, I don't want to hear it. You can't have it. I'm not doing you a favor. You're not going to do me a favor. I'm not going to owe you anything. Ever. You need to take up that stance. Do not owe an inmate anything. Ever. And if you've got somebody on the wrong path, don't let them owe an inmate anything either. Get them on the right path. The captain sees them during his tour. The captain sees them, and I hate that it's like this. I hate that it's like this. The only time that I see them is during my tour, during the course of our duties, during an emergency, or if they've done something wrong. If they've done something wrong. Who spends more time with the correctional officer than other correctional officers? Who spends more time with a correctional officer than a correctional officer sergeant? If y'all see somebody doing something wrong, say something. Say something to them. If you're a sergeant and you see a correctional officer doing something wrong, I expect you to say something to them before it comes to me. I expect that. But if you are a correctional officer watching another correctional officer do something wrong, correct them. It holds weight. It is powerful. Peer pressure is powerful. Use it. Get everybody on the same page. Make sure everybody's safe. Make sure nobody's falling for manipulation. And don't owe an inmate anything. This is Dave Smith at Correctional Officer Lifestyle. Remember, if you like the video, make sure you hit the like button. You want to see more, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications when I post new videos. And hit me with some comments, folks. Hit me with some comments. As always, there is no place for domestic violence in this world. If you are the victim or you know the victim, 1-800-799-SAFE, 1-800-799-7233 is the domestic violence hotline. The people gather into that conversation have the tools, abilities, and resources to help the victims of domestic violence. If you know the aggressor in a domestic violence situation, say something to somebody. The worst thing you can do is nothing. And if you are the aggressor in a domestic violence situation, admit that you need help and then get it. Remember, love shouldn't hurt. I am my brother's keeper. I am my sister's keeper. Y'all stay safe, calm, defense, and I'll see you in the next video.